Hello everyone. Today I will tell you a story. The story is titled, When Boy Decided to Lie Right in the Middle of the Path. Please like and subscribe to my channel if you appreciate me. You can skip this if you don't and oppose. Like this video. Thank you very much. The story begins as follows. Boy was not a large dog. He was the kind of dog people almost tripped over because they didn't notice him in time. His fur was soft and slightly messy. His ears never fully agreed on which direction they wanted to point, and his eyes always carried a quiet curiosity about the world. On that particular morning, the house was awake before the sun fully stretched across the floor. I was walking back and forth, already late, holding my phone in one hand and my bag in the other, thinking about tasks, schedules, and all the invisible worries that adults like to collect. That was when Boy made his decision. He walked slowly to the narrow hallway that connected the bedroom to the living room. It was the main path, the one every human in the house had to pass through. He turned around twice, sniffed the floor carefully, and then, without any hesitation, lowered his body and lay right in the middle of the path. Not along the side, not politely near the wall, exactly in the center. I stopped short. "Boy," I said, half laughing, half sighing. "Why here?" Boy didn't answer, of course. He rested his chin on his paws and looked up at me with calm confidence, as if to say, "This spot is perfect. I have chosen well." I tried stepping over him. He stretched one leg. I tried walking around him. The hallway was too narrow. He blinked slowly, completely unbothered. There was no mischief in his eyes, no stubborn rebellion, just a quiet certainty that this was where he belonged right now. Minutes passed. My rush softened. I crouched down beside him and scratched behind his ears. His tail tapped the floor once, twice, in gentle approval. The hallway, once just a passage, suddenly became a place of pause. And Boy, lying in the middle of it, seemed to be guarding something invisible, perhaps a moment I didn't know I needed. After that morning, Boy repeated his choice often. The hallway became his favorite resting place, especially during the busiest hours of the day. When I carried laundry, he lay there. When I cleaned the house, he lay there. When I paced while thinking too much, he lay there. Each time, I would stop, sigh, laugh, and eventually sit down beside him. At first, I thought it was coincidence. Maybe the floor was cooler there. Maybe he liked the light. But as days passed, I noticed something else. Boy always chose the path when I was most distracted. When my steps were fast. When my thoughts were loud. Visitors reacted differently. Some laughed and carefully stepped over him. Some stopped and asked, "Why does he lie here?" Others bent down to pet him, their voices softening without realizing it. Boy accepted every reaction calmly, as if his job was simply to be there, to remind everyone that life doesn't always need a clear path. One afternoon, I sat on the floor beside him for a long time. The house was quiet. I watched his chest rise and fall, steady and peaceful. I realized that Boy wasn't blocking the way. He was slowing it down. He was turning movement into presence. Dogs don't measure productivity. They don't understand deadlines. But they understand rhythm. Boy knew when the house moved too fast, when hearts ran ahead of bodies. By placing himself in the middle, he gently asked for acknowledgement. Not attention, just awareness. In that narrow hallway, I learned to kneel more often, to breathe, to touch warm fur instead of cold screens. Boy never demanded anything. He simply offered himself, soft, patient, and fully present. Boy lying in the middle of the path taught me something quietly powerful about life today. In a world where humans are always rushing, planning, and optimizing, animals remind us that being present is already enough. Boy did not block my way out of defiance. He invited me to slow down, to notice where I was going and why I was moving so fast in the first place. In modern life, we often treat obstacles as problems to remove. But sometimes, those obstacles are gentle teachers. Boy showed me that shared spaces between humans and animals are not just physical, they are emotional. When we respect an animal's small choices, we learn patience, empathy, and humility. These lessons naturally extend to how we treat other people. From Boy, I learned to pause before reacting, to look down and truly see what's in front of me, and to understand that care is not always loud or dramatic. Sometimes, care is simply lying quietly in someone's path and reminding them to breathe. To apply this in daily life, we can slow our steps, listen more, and respect the rhythms of those around us, human or animal. When we share our lives with animals, we don't just own pets. We build relationships that teach us how to live more gently, kindly, and fully together.